So I wanted to finish off where I left off because there was something I left off on the last video. There was a statement that New Jeans made regarding HYBE and ADOR, and I wanted to briefly go over that with you guys right now. So let's just get right into it. In July, the group wrote in a petition cited by their lawyers, quote, "Telling us to return to ADOR and HYBE is like telling the victim of a school bullying to return to the same school and endure it," end quote. The group also likened the situation to, quote, "a mother who raised us being kicked out while the abusive father tells us to come back, promising to bring in a better mother," end quote. However, the lawyer said at the time that the New Jeans members are still open for reconciliation under the specific conditions. Specific conditions? Okay, whatever. Anyway, yeah. So I just thought that was interesting. So it just goes to show, guys, that New Jeans is still not looking at this correctly. Telling us to return to ADOR and HYBE is like telling the victim of a school bullying to return to the same school and endure it. Again, this does not help you. This does not prove anything. You still have yet to tell us what the school bullying even is. You were not clear or specific on what that was. Your whole main story to basically say that there was bullying was the ignore her gate crap, which fell through terribly. Even the court saw that. I don't understand. I even saw a clip of an interview where they were crying because the court had blocked their individual activities outside of ADOR, ultimately blocking them from leaving ADOR. And so on the interview, you see, I think it's Hani that's doing the crying again and doing the talking. And it's just like, at this point in time, I view the tears the same way I viewed Hani's tears in the National Assembly. Unconvincing and just waterworks, just acting. It's just acting. I'm sorry, I don't care. I'm unbothered by this. Quote, "a mother who raised us being kicked out while the abusive father tells us to come back, promising to bring in a better mother." I don't know where they're getting this from. Again, it's alleged that Min Hee-jin, and I have even said that I believe that Min Hee-jin has put this in their heads. I really do believe that she did this. But at the same time, who knows if this was just all a machination of New Jeans or partially a machination of New Jeans. I still believe that just as sure as New Jeans was when they were saying that Min Hee-jin and New Jeans are one, that's as sure as I am in the belief, in the claim that she basically put this stuff in their heads. Because what is this? I'm hoping that they grow out of this. I'm hoping that they mature and become upstanding young women in society that can tell the difference between manipulation and the truth, that can actually see that what happened to them was wrong, that what Min Hee-jin put them through and what they did to aid her was wrong. I pray to God that they come to the light, because what they've said here shows me that they are still not there. They haven't crossed that threshold of maturity. This sounds like adolescent talk. And you notice all of these things that they're putting out, this is strategic, by the way. The lawyers putting this out, this is what they've said. This is strategic. It's to get the sympathies of the people. It's to latch on to the sympathies of everyday people. That's what it's for. It's not for anybody but the average citizen. It's very interesting. Poor choice of words, in my opinion, because it just shows you guys' agenda. It shows it hands down. You're laying all your cards on the table. Buzzwords like abusive and bullying, these are buzzwords that they chose to put in there. This is strategic. Like I said before, these are buzzwords that they believe that the general public will latch on to because it is over-dramatized language, extreme language that's used to describe something darker, something more sinister. It has a darker undertone. It kind of alludes to something happening that's actually not happening. And it's language that is actually being used to gaslight everyone because they've been trying to convince us that they've been bullied and they've been mistreated and they've been harmed and hurt in some way by HYBE and by ADOR. but they have not given any kind of specifics other than the ignore her stuff, Bongxiuk and Bao, and several other things that they haven't really made clear. And so they're trying to use these buzzwords, and they've been doing this as a tactic they've been using throughout this entire ordeal, especially Min Hee Jin, using these dramatic, drastic words, using this dramatic language to steer us back onto their side. I'm sorry. I'm not buying it, New Jeans. I'm not. I pray that you young, beautiful ladies would grow up. Please grow up. For your own sake, grow up. Because this right here, Jesus. Anyway, that's one part of it. So yes, it is true that all of the girls are back in ADOR now with the abusive father, as they say. They have no idea what abusive is. You guys have nothing else. You have nothing left. You have to go back to ADOR. Min Hee Jin can't save you. She can't financially get you out of the rut that you're in. And the court has spoken, like, if you even try to do anything, because this is the thing, this is the alternative. If they stayed out of ADOR, what are they going to do? Individual promotions as a group without ADOR? They can't. They'll be fined. What was it, $699,000, something like that? If they tried to promote without ADOR? Like, you can't. You can't do it, so you have to go back. There's no other alternative. So I echo the sympathies of ADOR that I hope that this is a learning lesson for these girls. The problem is they still are saying stupid stuff out of their mouths. And the legal team put out these two specific quotes that the New Jeans girls said in order to, again, get the sympathies of you and I and the South Korean public. They want these people on their side so bad so that when this second appeal possibly maybe goes through, they'll have more support in the court of public opinion. Not that it matters, because I strongly believe that if the appeal does go through to a higher court, that they're going to see the same things that the lower court saw. I just don't see this ending well. So appeal all you want. I really hope that this doesn't go through, because I'm sorry, I'm tired of this news. This thing's been going on for too long. And I just wanted to return for a brief moment to the two quotes that I quoted that New Jeans gave their legal team to share about them returning to the abusive father, right? And the school bullying and all that. Tell me that doesn't sound like Min Hee Jin's influence. Like, tell me that doesn't sound like Min Hee Jin. All of that verbiage, the way that they're speaking, that sounds like Min Hee Jin. We're not just strumming up this whole New Jeans was manipulated by Min Hee Jin stuff on a whim or thin air. There are statements that are made. There are things that are said by New Jeans that sound very similar to Min Hee Jin because she started it. And the girls only started expressing themselves after Min Hee Jin. And that's how we've all been like, something don't seem right, because they start to talk like their quote unquote mama. Those two quotes definitely sounds like Min Hee Jin influence. Also, there's been a report that this return to ADOR was not a coordinated return among all 5 girls. Haein and Haein went in before the other 3. It was reported that Haein and Haein actually had a talk with ADOR, and that talk, along with Haein's father, is what caused them to eventually go back to ADOR, whereas the other 3 members that took a while to go back to ADOR had conversations not with ADOR, but amongst each other. So there's speculation that might cause tension within the group as to like how they eventually decided to go back to ADOR. Again, just to briefly recap, and I'm doing this for my own clarification because I feel like I didn't say that as clear as I could have. So Haein's father convinced both Haein and Haein to go back to ADOR. And they had talks with ADOR, both of those girls. And after those talks, they did go back to ADOR, right? In the matter of the 3 girls that did not go yet, they had talks amongst each other. And those talks, of course, led to them going back to ADOR. However, let me share with you something that I've been looking at regarding this situation. This particular situation of Haein and Haein going back and the 3 other girls going back after them. Okay. I did find that HYBE Boy talked about it, so I'm kind of pulling this from HYBE Boy. A shout out to HYBE Boy. Credit goes to him because he did the research. He saw it. He found it. I don't think he said what the article was, and that's probably why I couldn't find it. From my understanding, I don't think he said the name of the article, but I went to him and found it. I'm gonna kind of share just a little tidbit of this, and you tell me what you think about this, and then we're gonna end the video because there's really not much else to say. So let me just share this with you real quick. So it says, ADOR is hesitant to immediately accept the 3 New Jeans girls' announcements to return. The atmosphere suggests that the 3 members' sudden declaration resembles last November's situation when New Jeans unilaterally notified the company of the contract termination. Because this is now a unilateral return notice, meaning, guys, that the 3 members that returned to the group after Hayan and Hedin only spoke to each other and not to ADOR. And so because of the manner in which they have announced that they were returning to ADOR feels a bit suspicious about it. And who can blame ADOR for feeling that way about the 3 other girls returning when they did this same thing last year when they announced their unilateral termination of the contract? So let me continue on with the article. Because this is now a unilateral return notice, there's concerns that additional conditions could emerge later during negotiations over their reinstatement. In particular, the announcements of all members returning is widely seen as a direct result of New Jeans losing both the injunction case filed by ADOR to preserve its status and block them from signing new advertisement deals, and the first trial over validity of the exclusive contract. In other words, it appears to be a return driven not by free choice, but by legal necessity. If ADOR ultimately accepts the 3 members' return, New Jeans will once again be able to resume activities as a 5-member group. If discussions break down, however, there remains a possibility that only Hayan and Hedin, who already communicated their intention to return, could continue activities as a 2-member New Jeans unit. So according to HYBE BOY, who is reporting on the article that I just cited to you, there was some weird language regarding New Jeans' statement, or at least the 3 girls who had not yet returned to New Jeans. Their statement sounded very similar to when they unilaterally terminated their contract and announced it just like full on without warning ADOR on that matter. And so ADOR is very cautious and not really convinced that the girls actually mean what they say when they say that they want to return. ADOR suspects, based on the report, that there might come up in the future some kind of conditions similar to how they offered conditions on that live stream. Y'all remember that live stream they did? The biggest mistake of New Jeans' career, the live stream. They talked about the conditions that they had set, and apparently the language that was in their statement to return to ADOR sounded similar to that. ADOR is kind of concerned about that, and I just wanted to put that in just so that you guys knew that that was a thing that was going on as well. Again, a shout out to HYBE BOY because he's the one who had the whole thing. You should check out his video on this whole thing. He has every article imaginable on what's been going on that end. I'm wondering about how this is going to turn out. If all 5 girls come back, how is HYBE going to handle this? Are they going to handle this right? Echoing what HYBE BOY said, this could go one of 2 ways, very good or extremely bad for ADOR. So much has been damaged by all of this stuff that's been going on with not just New Jeans, not just Minhee Jin, but the Bunny fandom participating in New Jeans shenanigans and Minhee Jin shenanigans. So this is a really sensitive position that HYBE is in, that ADOR is in. And so many idol groups' names have been dropped during all of this stuff. And I do also believe that New Jeans should apologize, sincerely apologize to all the groups that they dragged into this mess, that Minhee Jin dragged into this mess, and that New Jeans aided in dragging into this mess along with Minhee Jin. So yeah, there's some issues, again, with the parents, Minhee Jin, New Jeans, all this stuff. But as more unfolds, we'll see what happens. But I thought I would read that to you guys to give you just an idea of what's going on. But yeah, let me just quickly end the video here, and because this could go on forever. But let me know how you feel about this in the comments. What do you think is going to happen? At this point, they're all back at ADOR. But again, as I've explained, the manner in which they've returned, 2 of them returned because of talks with ADOR and with Heian's father, stepping in and being a responsible adult, as far as we know, that is. I don't know if the father was in on the whole thing and he just decided to switch up, or if he was always against what was going on. That we don't know. But so far as we know, he did take the responsible route. So I'll give him his flowers for doing that. Okay, there's that, and then there's the 3 other girls that came back having discussions with each other, whoever else was in the room, probably even the legal team, them coming back to ADOR because of nothing else but they lost, and they have to come back based on legal ramifications, okay? They're bound by the law at this point. Otherwise, they'll just be paying fines left and right. And where are they going to get the money to pay those fines if they're not making music? Or if the music that they're making and putting out and the brand deals and all that, the money's probably going to go right back to ADOR anyway. No, not probably. It will go right back to ADOR, because that's the ruling. So I'm curious to know what you guys think. Let me know how you feel about this in the comments. And remember to like, comment, subscribe for more content from your boy. And until next time, it is your boy Antonio signing out. Peace. Love y'all. See you in the next one. Bye.